Ready? Exercise number 19. Progressive. Start. Mr. Vice Chairman, Sir, I rise to support the finance bill. I am conscious and aware of the limited authority of this House in respect of the money bills, in which the finance bill is of the highest importance. In terms of Article 109, this House is entitled only to make recommendations to the Lok Sabha, and it is left to the exclusive discretion of the Lok Sabha to decide and take such decision as it wishes on these recommendations. Article 108 excludes discussion on the money bills completely from the purview of a joint session. Sir, whatever may have been the compelling reasons and grounds that may have commanded to the founding fathers of the Constitution, while they limited the authority of this House in respect of the money bills. After so much flow of water in the Yamuna in the last 50 years? Question mark. A time has now come when it must be realized that in the federal polity or in the quasi federal polity, the finances of the center have become exceedingly important for the states, and the collection of the revenues of the center is by no means an uncomplicated process, and the disbursement of these resources is by every standard complicated, exercising larger participation and a larger authority for the states through this House in the financial matters. But, sir, more about it at an appropriate time. I have voiced my opinion on this issue at this juncture because I thought that ultimately, if we were to recommend anything to the Lok Sabha, the present bill, having come from the Lok Sabha, as it has left very little for us to say in this matter. That is a very serious matter. Stop, next para. Sir, I have gone through the criticism which has been levelled on the finance bill, having regard the debates in the Lok Sabha, and having carefully listened to the criticism outside Parliament, I am inclined to consider that there are quite a few chronic critics of all the measures which my party may evolve in all the finance bills and the budgets, and these are such critics as have in fact not yet reconciled to our basic economic philosophy and do not share with us our belief and faith in a mixed economy. To us, a mixed economy is the very basis and foundation of our economic system. In fact, the concept of a mixed economy was well conceived by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Stop next para. We ardently believe as an article of faith that the parliamentary institutions could flourish only in a mixed economy. They are coextensive. In fact, we believe that they are not only too extensive but also coterminous. Therefore, sir, the criticism of my communist friends who want complete extermination of the private sector and my other friends who subscribe to the theory of one measure or the other measure not because they quarrel with the measure my friend has provided for in the budget or in the finance bill, but in fact their quarrel with us is on a much larger issue. That quarrel they can continue till the doomsday, but we are not going to yield so far as that aspect of the matter is concerned. The private sector and the public sector both have to play a vital role in the economic development here. But, sir, as to those who accept the basis of the mixed economy, such critics do not seem to have fully realized the enormity of the grave problems and the economic distress in the midst of which the budget and the finance bill have been presented by the finance minister. Sir, one were only to evaluate objectively the whole of economic checks into which the finance minister was put when he prepared his budget and the finance bill. The position would be a little clear, sir. The economy was at its beam, and and the predecessor of the finance minister had pushed it into an absolutely unenviable situation. What was the situation, sir? The growth in the agricultural production was down by 10%. That in the industrial production was down by 1%. That in the gross national product was down by 3%. That in employment in the organized sector was also down by 3%. The only thing which had grown up was inflation by 20%. There was an unprecedented spurt in the money supply in the midst of unprecedented decline in supplies. There was a period of inflation on one side and shortages and more shortages on the other. There was shortage of power because there was shortage of rain and There was shortage of coal. There was shortage of coal because there was shortage of wagons. There was shortage of wagons because there was shortage of steel. There was shortage of steel because there was shortage of power coal and wagons. The situation was an extremely horrifying one. Sir, that was a period of political instability and indiscipline which led to total industrial unrest, and to accentuate this situation, an extremely thoughtless and an indiscriminate budget was presented. Full stop. Thank you very much.